Hey, what's up guys, welcome to a new episode of Learning Urien, where this week we'll be talking about how a Aegis mix-up that gets started from crouch hard punch. But before we get started with this, I just want to apologize for last week I didn't post a Learning Urien video. I was just too much work piled up, went to stun first, competed, I am a competitor first, so I just didn't get the time to make one. Sorry, but that's just how it's gonna be sometimes. But anyway, this week's Learning Urien, we're gonna talk about a Aegis mix-up that starts from crouch hard punch. There's not a lot of good ones that you can do from crouch hard punch because they're floating and other kinds of things. But this one is actually pretty good. I think I was the one that found it like some time ago, but it wasn't really very good when I found it back in start of season 2, maybe season 1, because definitely start season 2, because it was very hard to do, and there was other mix-ups that could do it that was easier. But with the new changes to the Aegis mix-up, and now there's a different kind of scaling, there's not a lot of touch of death mix-ups. This one is one of the few ones I've been able to find, and I didn't even realize it before, like some time ago, that it was one of the touch of death mix-ups. What I mean with that is this mix-up is a true Urien Aegis mix-up where your opponent gets into 2 guesses if you execute it correctly, and they die after the second guess. And that's very rare now with Urien because of how the scaling works. The reason this one can do this before we actually start showing it and stuff is because you actually do a full combo before starting the first Aegis. So you do a full-blown combo that doesn't scale, and after that you do a reset immediately with the first Aegis. So the scaling that will happen with that Aegis disappears because it's the V-trigger activation and such, and you continue coming from there. And then you only have the second mirror for the second guess, such that now, and that's how it can just kill 100 to 0 in 2 guesses. So that's why it's really good. But as I said, this is one of the harder ones to do. This is gonna be using stuff you've seen before if you watch some other videos, but this one you have to be very tight in execution. I'm not even sure I'm gonna be able to do this cleanly every single time. I might actually fail it more than doing it, to be honest, because I'm still not too used to doing it. But yeah, here we go. I'm gonna show it first, and then I'm gonna break it down into the different parts, and I'm gonna show you where the hard parts are, so that's what you can sit down and practice the most if you want to. And there's even 2 variations of this, and both of them kills in 2 guesses. So that's why it's really awesome. One is even harder than the other. There's an easy one which is harder, and then there's a hard one where there's 2 hard things in it. So yeah, it depends on what you're into, but yeah, let's show it off. So as I said, this works from all crouch hard punches. Some works better than others because of where you hit the opponent, if like they're low to the ground floating, as you do with a crouch hard punch, light punch, headbutt, crouch hard punch. That one is harder to do because of how low to the ground they are after that one. But straight up just stand medium punch, counter hit into crouch hard punch is a good starter for it. Crouch counter, stand hard punch, charge stand hard punch is a good starter for it. So let's just, as I said, show it. And as you see, I failed it here first. That is the hard part of this mix-up. The easy one is to be able to get the cross under, because it is very dependent on where you hit your opponent with the EX shot. You can't do it too fast because then you won't be able to go under. If you do it too slow, you won't be able to go under. It's there's a bit of a finicky timing to it. I don't know the exact frames for which you need to do it. That's probably some really smart guys that can figure that out. But as you can see here, and I missed the second part, but you get it. So you can use, and then you get like the second guess left right after the first guess left right, and it just looks really cool too. Oh, neutral jump. But yeah, that's the mix-up in its entirety. And he's stunned here, and we just continue the combo, and he would be dead because you didn't do a lot of hits before he got stunned. And it only takes 1 bar. So that's the mix-up in its entirety. So let's just break it down a bit, shall we? So how I started. This starter is like the stand medium punch, which we talked about before. You get a counter into crouch hard punch. I do an EX shoulder this one is going to be too slow. And that's what happens when it's too slow. Into an EX shoulder. What you want to do, you want to hit him. This is going to be really hard to show. But you want to hit him not as soon as you can be able to cancel it into the EX shoulder. You have to wait just like a tiny bit. You can get a feeling for it. If you go into training mode and practice, you get a feeling for it. And from there, you've seen it before. You do this part, which we've shown before. You go under or you go to the same side. And the cool thing about it is, because you still have the second mirror you can use, you can still do a second round of this cross, jump over, cross under, EX fireball thing. So let's say we do it again, but we stay on this side, then we do throw back into it. And that's a bit of a time that I still haven't really figured that out, that part, how I want to do that best, because you can do it with only one, but I feel like you get the best result if you juggle a headbutt after that, but it's really hard to do. It's one of those tight headbutts, but we'll try doing it again. Maybe I'll get it. I didn't do it. As you can see, that's something with distance right here that's wrong, and I don't really know how to fix that yet. That's still something I'm working on with this mix. As I said, this is not a mix-up that is really like researched that much. This is not really something a lot of Uriens do. This is something I think I figured out. I didn't see it before I posted it on Twitter. I don't want to take credit for something like other people discovered, but I think this is mine. Maybe. And yeah, hopefully you get the idea about this now. But you can see how it works. Okay, I told you guys there's also a different variation that is a lot harder to do, because not only do you have to think about the EX shoulder, you also have to think, there's also other point in it that it's really hard because it requires a micro step. So now I'm gonna show this this variation, and yeah, this is probably gonna take me a few tries to show. And as the other one, it is also a 2 guess you win. But just for good measure, because I mentioned this before in another video, how you can use you can link stand medium punch hitting into crouch hard punch. You can actually make use of that in this mix-up specifically. So yeah, let's see if I can do it in first try here. Oh, I couldn't even think about doing the right thing. Damn. Okay. Okay. So the trick is, now that I showed my hand here, you want to take a micro step and do that. Ooh, I missed it there because I was showing off. So that is the mix-up here. This is super ambiguous. No one is gonna see this coming. No one is gonna see you switch side there. No one knows about this, and that's basically the thing. So let's cut it down here. Let's go down. So like the other one, you do an EX shoulder, but instead of doing the jump, you take a micro step forward. We're talking about a micro step, and then you do forward medium punch at a specific timing. When you do the forward medium punch, you just keep walking forward, pressing forward, and you will switch side. And you need to do the stand medium punch as soon as Ryu, or the character you play against, hit the ground. Because if you do that, it's something to do with how the active frames work with the stand medium punch. You can link it into a crouch hard punch as a combo. So let's see if we can do it again. It's really tough. It's one of the tougher ones. But yeah, there's not a lot of breakdown to it. This is just pure practice. See, there I was too slow. There I was too slow with the stand medium punch afterwards. And it works just like the other one. You can do counter hit. The reason I took out counter hit is because, yeah, I wanted to show you can actually link stand medium punch to crouch hard punch as a combo. But of course it works like the other setup. So like if you get that, I took too fast of a step forward. Did 4 million punch too early. But yeah, you get the idea, you get the setup. And yeah, that was the 2 variations. I know this mix-up isn't as famous as the others, and it's a really hard one to do, but I think it's actually worth doing now with how the new Aegis work, with how the scaling works. And I think it is also one of the better ones from the Crouch Hard Punch. There's not a lot of mix-up from Crouch Hard Punch. The only one I only know of one other one that is really good and it's really flashy and really cool. I might do it in another video. But that got nerfed with this recent change, and it's not as good as it used to be. It's still good. It's still, I'll say, it's still worth doing. But yeah, this one is definitely harder, but it's also does more damage and it does more options in the mix-up, and you have a lot of guessing chances in this mix-up. But yeah, that's all for this learning Urien video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you all like commenting and liking and all that good stuff. The videos I have planned is coming to an end, so I'm gonna be taking more suggestions for comments, and I already have seen some comments. I'm gonna try to implement some of those ideas. I see you guys want matchups. I get it. I'm gonna think about it. Probably do it. The thing is, matchups are very finicky for me to do, because if I do a matchup video, not only like it helps you, but it also helps my opponents. They can go watch these matchup videos and know how I think about this matchup, and they can counter me directly through watching my videos. They can't really they know how the mix-up work. Fair enough, it's still a 50-50. There's not really much to that, so that's why I'm fine with doing this. I don't know, maybe at some point I'll do matchup videos. I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes either. Next week's video, because this is one of the suggestions and some of you guys have been asking for it, so I might as well say it now. I've been working on a Urien defensive options video. I'm still working on the script, how I want to say things and what I want to say, because it's a bit of a tough one. So if you have some things that you want to know defensive wise, write in the comments if there's something you want me to, some points you want me to talk about. That is completely cool, and I'll think about it. But besides that, hope you guys, as I said, learned something. Hope you guys found this video interesting. Give it a like if you like it. Subscribe if you want a notification when my videos go live. I try to do these weekly. Sadly, I missed it last week, as I said at the start of this video. But yeah, hope you guys have a nice day. See ya.